be around 7:30. Gunmen just came, started shooting on people. Some are using machetes, and the unfortunate aspect of it is that most of them are wearing half camo. There is the army clothes and a veil, this Hausa veil on their neck, and they were speaking Hausa and this Fulani language, going down, spraying bullets on people, and other people are using machetes. When they are going down, in less than 10 minutes, they will now see army car. Like 2 healers just came, 2 bikers, 3 in 1, and give them cover. I was there, I think one of the army nearly shot me on the leg. He missed and sprayed on the ground.
The army, Nigerian army?
The Nigerian army and some.
Sorry, please, I want to take you back a little.
Yes.
You said you witnessed that when they came down, some of them were shooting, some of them were using machete on people.
Yes.
Army came with their van?
Yes.
And gave them cover. What do you mean by giving them cover?
Yes. Army healers, 2 healers came.
Nigerian army.
Nigerian army. When youth came out en masse in order to follow the attackers, and realizing that they are attackers, because 2 weeks back, NDLA came in, started shooting and arresting people because of drug issue. And then when this one started, the boys thought that it was the same operation. Unknowingly, when we came close, we now realized that the setting of these people, they are not NDLA. They will now gather the youth, trying to go and move and follow these people. In less than 10 minutes, army car, healers too came and blocked the youth and started spraying bullets off. I think we packed so many things. We have facts on ground. We have things that we have packed that the army use. And the unfortunate aspect of it, we know the gun that army usually use, and some of them were using the DSS gun, that black short one, spraying up, beating youth, hitting youth.
Yes.
We are standing and they hit 2 of my youth. They take them down.
Yes.
2 of my youth. The army, themselves. For like 30 minutes to 1 hour, we are not able to pursue the attackers. Until when the attackers went off, they now left.
Then so when the attackers left, the army turned back.
They turned back immediately. They were shooting up, the attackers are shooting, still killing people inside the area.
Yes.
And they blocked the youth. They cannot enter that very area. Location.
These army people that you're talking about, as I was going to Agarukuba, I saw some army men. Did you see any of those people in that place?
I did not see any single of them.
And when have you ever seen? You are the youth president, the youth leader.
I'm the youth leader of the northern
northern place.
I'm born and brought up from the Angorukuba.
Okay.
Yes.
Those military people.
Leadership from Angorukuba.
Those military people.
Yes.
Have you ever seen any of them in church before?
I've never seen them. Most of them, they are Fulani guys. They don't have name tag.
They don't have name tag.
Most of them, they are dissenting.
But they came with the army truck.
Army truck, 2 trucks and 2 bikes.
And you have never seen them in
I've never seen the trucks. I've never seen their shape.
Some of them have camouflage trousers.
Yes.
Camouflage trousers. And I will not make some innuendos you people have heard from the youth leader who was present and saw everything. So this is from an eyewitness and nobody else. Anyways, I just want to say sorry for your loss. I heard the governor said that they are not going to do a mass burial, and that they are going to give them a befitting burial individually. Yes. But the question we ask the government today is, when does it stop? Since I was a boy till now, I've been hearing about Plateau. The killing in Plateau, the killing in Benue. I've been hearing this. Since I was a little boy, I have come to Plateau State more than 3 times in respect to insecurity. I went to Bokos. That one, they killed a lot of people, burnt their houses. I went to the other side of Bokos after like after a year. They did the same thing. We came back again, they did the same thing on different locations. So the question we are going to ask, after Rukuba, where else? Where next? And are they still going to come back to Rukuba? And I also heard that there was a message that was dropped that they were going to attack you people. Yes, from social media, they sent a message particularly that they are going to attack our world after Salah.
We have one content creator who says that.
His name is Danfo. He's a popular content creator. He promised in public
that he will come and they will attack after the Salah.
The Danfo said he will attack. He will attack.
He's a content creator.
Danfo is a modern content creator. We'll get this information. We'll put the information there.
Exactly what
And that's exactly what happened.
And the authority has
we'll put him on the video so everybody will see him. And then we'll officially write to the government to see what they can do. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. I had to just drive myself to come here, just to come and make public know. Sorry. Sorry.
So now I don't answer you for the water part. I will also go further to tell you about the cartoon Avatar, 2007 cartoon Avatar. If you watch Avatar, there's airbender, there's earthbender, there's firebender, and there's waterbender. In all of these benders, the strongest bender is the waterbender. How? From the water, they started bending blood. And when Katara started bending blood, after that old woman taught her, she started to bend blood. With the blood, she could stop a firebender from firebending. She stopped earthbender from... In short, they bend Avatar blood. Yakus. I wait with that guy, they not forget. Bend Avatar blood. Until Avatar entered the Avatar state. Before he redeemed himself. If not, Yakus will finish her. Just strong. Don't play with water, my boy. If you fight them unless you won't buy. Now let's go to the number 2. In short, let me read. Let me read one part of the New Testament. Let's go to the book of John before we move. John is in the New Testament. We go to the book of John, chapter 3. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 3, verse 5. It says, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. Oh, my brother, you have to learn. Unlearn what you have learned and learn. That's number 1. Number 2, you said shedding of blood all in the name of sacrifice. There is no book, religious book on earth that accepts shedding of blood as sacrifice like the Bible. Let's start with Abraham, one of the most prosperous figures in the Bible. Now they say, Abraham, blessings are mine. Abraham, you can't sacrifice your Abraham to no be play. Plenty. Let's not. I jotted them down because I needed to answer you properly. I jotted them down. Give me a second. Genesis 15:9-11. God told Abraham, because King would do well with your own sacrifice. You know, right? First things.
Followers of VDM, especially Christians, as much as we all love and admire what he does, humanitarian services and fighting for the oppressed, and also praying for more people like him to rise, there is this side of him that I want to point out and urge you not to overlook. We've seen VDM practicing these anti-biblical, quote-unquote, traditions and cultures, which are really, in many cases, the devil's stronghold on generations. That our forefathers have been doing it for a long time doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right way to live. Talking about going to the river to consult spirits, shedding of blood in the name of sacrifice, the use of spiritual products such as the one VDM wears for quote-unquote protection. This is to remind you that you can admire and look up to a man like VDM, but not in his entirety. There's such a thing as dissecting a man metaphysically and only taking the attributes of him that are in alignment with your biblical faith. So you don't end up getting influenced and lured into diabolical practices. Nothing good comes out of it. It's all about generational curses, covenants, and bondages, which some of us are suffering from today by our forefathers. Do you want to add to it? It may not manifest in your life today, but darkness plays the long game. It's mainly after your bloodline. That you love VDM and he's a quote-unquote good person and he indulges in such practices doesn't mean you should do it. Now, this is not an attack on VDM, his fan base, or his brand. Neither am I taking the moral high ground and talking down on VDM and all of you. We all have our flaws. But this is just something I know I am taught to share with you. Peace.
Alright, so whoever this person is, today I'm going to educate you using the Bible. I'll educate you and other Christians that have this type of mentality and this type of belief. First things first, I as very dark man, I've never ever come out to encourage people to follow my own spiritual beliefs. And also you have the right to criticize my spiritual belief. However, the reason for this video is for educational purposes, right? First things first, Christians, there's a need for you people to understand that Christianity is not a plain book. Just the way I hear people say, oh, there's Christian, there's Muslim, and there are traditionalists. If you ask for the three religions we have in Nigeria, they're telling Christian, Muslim, and traditionalists. But what you people don't know is that Christianity is a tradition. Christianity is a tradition. Islam is a tradition. And the tradition that you're calling tradition is still a tradition. All of them are tradition. That is why you hear the pastors who say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All of these people were following in a tradition. Abraham had a tradition. Isaac came and picked up from Abraham's tradition. Then Jacob. You going to church every Sunday is a tradition. Tuesday said it's a tradition. The Muslim going to 5 times a day is a tradition. But you people believe that's your own. The Christians is just a plain book. No, all of us are traditionalists. But now you have done what I do diabolical and non-biblical. Like in your words, you said, oh, very dark man going into the river, shedding of blood under the name of sacrifices and all. But I'll break down things to you today. You say going into the river. First things first, do you even know anything about the water?
How are you?
The water is the most spiritual thing on earth. Until tomorrow, nobody knows how the water came. Nobody knows how the water came. Let me tell you how spiritual and how powerful the water is. First things first, let's read the first book of the Bible. We'll start from the first of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. God created heaven and earth. God didn't create the water. The Spirit of the Lord was in the waters. It was hovering around the water. Water. So for that man going into the water, there's a meaning, my boy. You see, water is so powerful. Anything you go to the water, anything you go into the water with, depends on your belief, it answers. Jesus Christ would have not been Jesus Christ without going into the water. You don't know. Jesus Christ went into River Jordan for baptism. A loud voice. Matthew chapter 3 verse 17, yes? He said, this is my son in whom I am well pleased. Now that time God confirms in his son. Because in the beginning of the world, in the beginning according to the Bible, after God created the heaven and the earth, the water was already there.